everyone, it's Traci Costa, your Director of Play at Peekaboo Beans, and I have the honor of bringing to you the show and tell for this Beans Bulletin, brought to you by one of our new stylists on the vine, Mau Nyguen. Hopefully I said that right now. Mau is sharing her story of reaching her first $500 in sales and becoming a new stylist and her journey. So I'm going to read you her story, and I think you will find it inspiring if you're a new stylist and you're looking for some ideas or just some inspiration. So here it goes. Joining the vine. It all started on November 4th, 2012, when my neighbor and Peekaboo Bean stylist, Traci, sent me an email. I should also ask, are you interested in becoming a stylist? I know we spoke about it briefly one time, thinking to myself, I'm 8 months pregnant. No, not really interested. She continued, I think you're one of my most avid customers. Really, I thought. Am I really that bean obsessed? I guess I had some lapses here and there, but I thought I was quite sane. Then Kara wrote something that kind of sealed the deal. We have a promotion right now where a new stylist kit is only $150. Retail is $450. Heck, yes, beans at a steal of a deal? Okay, I'm on board. Well, I guess it was more complex than that, but you get my drift. Working at my leisure for a fabulous company like Peekaboo Beans while reaping the benefits at a reduced rate is no-brainer. It was a win-win situation for me. Over the next few days, I proceeded to pepper Kara with lots of questions. I felt kind of bad asking all these simple questions since I know Kara is an extremely busy lady. She didn't seem to mind and took it all in stride. She answered all my questions thoroughly and knowledgeably and told me to keep the questions coming. It all sounded wonderful. Although I was tempted, I still had reservations. What would happen if I didn't make my 560-day quota? What if it's too much for me to handle? I'll have 3 kids. What if I don't have time to neglect them? I had to really think on it. I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 7 years. I'm a little rusty at this work thing, plus I'm kind of shy. This direct selling business is not really my thing. I hated the fact that I would have to prospect people. Nothing is more annoying than someone trying to sell you something. While I was thinking about it, I decided to test the waters a bit. I asked a few moms from my daughter's school what they knew and thought of Peekaboo Beans. Most had never heard of the brand, but were really curious. A few that knew about it were totally all for it. One mom had bought Peekaboo Beans previously from a store that was now out of business. She never knew that the brand was available through independent stylists. She was especially thrilled to find out that I am going to potentially become one. Note to self, please invite this lady ASAP. Of course, there were those who weren't interested, but feigned interest just to be polite. Generally, most people's responses were quite positive, and I stuck with that. Although I still had my doubts, I decided to jump on board and join the vine. After all, what would I have to lose? My daughters will still have a fabulous wardrobe at the very least. Preparing for the launch. It was almost mid-November when I officially agreed to join. My baby was due in a few weeks. I was planning just on signing up and having a launch soiree after giving birth. However, Kara Mau, my upline, had another plan. She suggested that since it was so close to Christmas, I should take advantage of the fact that people will be doing their holiday shopping. She wanted to have me up and going in a week. This way, a soiree would ensure that I had a piece of myself taken care of. She recommended having a soiree launch for the next weekend or the following. I was like, are you nuts? I need time to plan. I didn't even have a sample kit delivered yet. I'd be happy to help you do your first soiree. Okay, fine, I thought. Kara's advice was to aim for Sunday, November 18th and do a casual launch soiree. That way, there wouldn't be too much to fuss over. Since I just got my welcome package and no sample kit, catalogs, or order forms, Kara offered me what she had available. I supplemented her samples with the things I had ordered previously from my daughter. With both us pooling our resources, I had a good array of things to present my customers. Due to the scant time frame, I opted to invite just a few people, mostly moms from my daughter's school. Although I could have gotten more people through Facebook invitations and email invites, I stuck with the traditional invitations courtesy of my upline. My target customers this time were people I saw on a daily basis. They were virtually strangers to me, even though I saw them regularly when dropping off and picking up my daughters from school. I felt it was more sincere and genuine if I were to personally hand-deliver an actual invitation. I kept the guest list quite short, no more than 10 were handed out. I felt that any more would be too much for me to handle, and I would be overwhelmed since I was also hosting the soiree. Did I mention that I was also 8.5 months pregnant? Plus, those who were invited felt special that they were only among a select few. I wasn't just handing out invitations to anyone that I ran into. I also extended an invitation to all their kids, inviting them over to play. My intention was to serve two purposes. One, more of my potential customers would be able to make it despite short notice. They wouldn't have to worry about finding a babysitter. Two, my daughters would have some playmates, thus promoting Peekaboo Beans' message of play, while decked out in their beautiful beans, of course, leaving us moms free to shop and socialize at our leisure. I had my husband on hand to watch over the kids, just in case. The launch. Although my upline Kara wasn't able to make it to my soiree, she prepared me quite well. I didn't feel the need to have her presence there. Besides, by keeping it small and simple affair, I didn't feel at all stressed, perhaps only a little nervous. This Peekaboo Beans venture was seriously bringing me out of my comfort zone. The launch day came and went by in a flash. Since the soiree was from 2 to 4, only some light snacks were needed. The clothing was a hit. The moms were too busy ogling over the samples to even eat. I had to invite them several times before they finally obliged. Overall, less than half of the moms that I had invited showed up. That was okay by me. I only had 3 actual orders that day. However, by keeping everything simple and small, I was able to focus on delivering exceptional one-on-one service. My sales ended up being over $550. Yippee! I was so hyped and relieved by the end of the day. And still wasn't over. I still had one more customer coming the next day. Although I was pleased that I had made my target, I wasn't ready to relax just yet. Maybe a little, but not quite, surpassing my $500 target. My last customer was quite skeptical from the beginning. Through talking to her previously about Peekaboo Beans, I felt she was going to be my toughest sale. Despite being very well off, she was not the type to blow good money on things that she felt were unnecessary. Children's play clothes were not a need in her book. I had to literally be on the ball. I explained to her the special features of the clothing. Peekaboo Beans were meant to be comfortable, but at the same time, super adorably stylish. I even mentioned the potential resale value of the clothing. That didn't seem to sway her. She hesitated, but I think what really won her over was the fact that I wasn't pushy. She could see my passion for the clothing and Peekaboo Beans, but at the same time, I still respected her opinion. It's great to be super enthusiastic for the company you work for, but don't go overboard. Everyone, I believe, is entitled to their way of thinking. She wasn't too keen on the prices, but in the end she took a chance on them. This lady had 3 girls. I think the quality of the clothes would finally convince her to give it a try. She really wanted clothes that would last from one girl to the next. Something that Peekaboo Beans has no trouble fulfilling. I was quite surprised that she ended up being my biggest customer. Her purchases came to be over $400, bringing my total sales to almost $1,000. I think this is a really great story, Mal, and thank you so much for sharing. I think it shows how you were able to break out of your comfort zone, that you were able to keep it really simple and not get overwhelmed with all of the details. And I think it really shows the direction of an upline and how important that can be in helping a sprout be successful in reaching their first $500 in sales and on. So thank you so much for sharing, and I will talk to you guys soon.